What do you mean?
Alright, we're doing a challenge video today for Ghostface. We're doing the Shackled challenge on the Rift, where we're using the 3 hillbilly perks, and then the 4th one you can just kind of throw in there. So we need to get at least a 3K. As for the requirements of the challenge, you'll notice that I'm actually making my way toward the main building, and the reason for that is because when there's a survivor or the killer reaches proximity of that main building, it'll release all those pearls off the top of the roof, giving you that information that somebody's there. If you mind gaming and get the free M1 on the vault, that is solid work on my part, I gotta say. Great job to me. Great job. Able to get that hit. Now this is obviously post-commentary match review kind of thing. We're just like kind of seeing you know, what I'm able to do with these really terrible perks. No Way Out is probably the only actual, well, No Way Out and Enduring are great perks, but Lightborn was completely useless in this lobby. And obviously Tinkerer was giving some, you know, some information, I would assume, but it wasn't really that huge. Anyways, you can see that the gen already flew very quickly. But also keep in mind that survivors will spawn on the generators from, you know, anyway. So the gen's already getting started the second you spawn in. So because of that, we just expect that to be the case. Now I figured that I would start looking around and kind of seeing where the spread would be. I figured it'd probably be on the main building, as you can see with Tinkerer. We don't go over there. We just focus on getting as much stock as we can because we know we can't actually stop that generator. Especially with the fact that it was already at 70%. If we even made our way toward that direction, we would have lost all the pressure we had. Because the main building is very strong, and we need to start actually getting the Meg out of the game as soon as possible, because we're already at 2 gens and nobody's dead. So with gen speed being as quick as it is, we have to focus on Meg here. Now, obviously I broke the pallet on the wrong side, gave him the whole map, so that was not good. I could have probably pushed her to the back of the map. It would have probably been a quicker down. We could have probably shaved off a couple of seconds probably. Thankfully they decided to get greedy, so that worked out for me. We were able to get the free down, and then we could just go ahead and start to get him out of the game. There's a hook right next to us. We can immediately just place him right there because we don't really have a lot of time to try to find an optimal position for the hook placement. So we just have to hook immediately and start taking a look around, because you know that the gens are moving very fast, so we also have to keep up with that pacing. They're trying to use sprint burst, so we just go ahead and mark them up as much as possible. We do not chase them because we wanted them to go for the Meg to save them. Because the faster we can get somebody out of the game is the faster we can start applying better pressure. So they just got the save. We start going back into that direction, so we can start going after the Meg again and try to catch up, because we lost 2 gens in like 2 minutes. So we're trying to at least get in there, get that Meg out of the game, so that we can at least, you know, even it out and be like, okay, well, one person's already gone. So we ended up marking the Nia, kind of unnecessary. But it did kind of work out in a way, because now they couldn't actually attempt for a body block, which will confirm my kill. But it was a bit of a misplay. If I was a bit more patient, I probably could have gotten the Nia down as well, and I probably could have leveraged that, maybe hooked them across the map or something like that, had at least one of them get off the gen. But we were still working what we had here, because we had to check on these gens. You know, these 2 were the ones that they were working on. Once again, you're going to see I go for more stalking. Because if you're taking 2 hits to take out a survivor, you're wasting a lot of time, especially when gens are moving this quickly. You have to keep in mind it has a lot to do with the sort of like the feel of the game. Once you get more familiar with Ghostface or more comfortable using his abilities, you'll kind of know when to stalk and when not to. It's a bit of a feel thing. You can kind of see by the level of survivors and what they're choosing to do. So in that situation, you know that we're gonna fly off. That's what we did last time when I had came by. So if they run off into a direction that we're not trying to defend, we just try to stalk them as much as we can so that we can get them later, because we're the ones trying to defend certain areas. Now here I probably could have just took the stun with Enduring and broke the pallet just to keep them on that side, but I wanted to make sure I would rotate to catch them and see if they would go for the unhook. But because of the proximity to the hook, unfortunately, we end up getting the anti-camp a little bit of some progress, which is unfortunate. Now, from what we can see here, we got the hit pretty easily, pretty solid work, but we have to come back and make sure We're getting a little too close though, and that's kind of what was costing me the anti-camp a little bit. And it's mainly because I couldn't see that well with all the trees, like by the angle. Once again, you see me. You're seeing me stalking, and we break ourselves out because they have the angle to watch me try to stalk them. We break ourselves out of Shroud so we can have it recharged when we need it to be recharged. So if Meg comes back, we can just one-shot them. Tinker activates to show me that gen, but we're not going to go there because we have 2 gens in proximity here. We have the person on death hook, essentially. And then we have another one that's injured that's in the area, which we at least attempted to swing, but I was not able to get it. But we just go right back over. We lose a gen for it. That's completely fine because that's only one person working on a generator, so we slowed the game down as much as we can. Now, unfortunately, because of the second chance mechanics, obviously we then have to go after the Gabriel, who can then run into the main building. That is quite strong against an M1 killer. Now, I was gonna try to go around it, but there was actually an opening behind him, so that kind of cooks it a little bit. But that's all right. We can still utilize what we have here. The pallet is down, so they will be able to vault it. So we try to mind game it here. I did fumble here. I actually could have swung there because he was taking a long time to try to fake. You know, I was trying to go for the mind game. Now, he's playing like he's at least doing what a good survivor should be trying to do, which is at least trying to buy as much time for his teammates as possible. The only problem, obviously, as a killer player is because it is the swamps, so this particular main building is quite strong. And hook distances are also kind of far, so you have to keep in mind that the extra time I'm taking to go to get the hook is extra time that they have on the generator. And then obviously from that position, then I have to walk back to that then gen, which will get done. And that's why I tell you guys to utilize the strategies on Ghostface specifically because of this. Like he's not, you know, able to like, you know, speed up and make his way over. So we tried to at least get some stalking in, but we were immediately revealed they just have adrenaline anyway, or whatever it was. So they're trying to, I guess they're trying to pretend like we're friends or something. So because they're doing this, we use this to our advantage. Remember that every situation is possible, man. They don't think we're friends or something, even though they spent the whole game being a clown. So we know that, right? Cool. We knock them down. We got that going. We take a quick look because of No Way Out being a thing. We were at least able to use this to our advantage. We try to look around, maybe activate Shroud, maybe it might reveal. It's like because of the time it took for me to actually get over here, they of course have time to go hide. So what I decided to do is just go back over and get the hook because you got to keep in mind that the challenge does say we need to get at least a 3K. So we're just gonna try to break ourselves out of Shroud, get them on the hook, and we're gonna put them toward the back corner of the map. As far as we can, because that is the only hook that is currently available anyway. And this back corner is actually the furthest away from both doors. So we're using the bad map design to our advantage here. So like hooks are super far away. And because of the map design, we can use this to our advantage. We can actually leverage this to our side by obviously having the doors be really far away. And we can easily just get our 3K if they want to fly out, because they're going to have to trade if they want to actually get to save here, because we could just stay within proximity. So we see them pop up here. For some reason, the aim assist was really like just making me miss. As you can see, like they're able to just manipulate the aim assist, which is really annoying to see. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? That is just an in-game mechanic that hasn't really been adjusted. So we just kind of have to work with it. Either way, it doesn't really matter. We still got the hit, we still got the trade, and then we're actually able to get the Meg now. So at least we're able to guarantee at least the 3K for the challenge, because we are basically running around with 2 perks. Because we don't have any slowdown, right? We don't have anything to speed us up. We don't have anything to give us an advantage. It's really just your stun is shorter, and you can block the doors for a little bit. And even then, we had one of the worst maps for this killer to deal with. But with that being said, we try to look around, we try to find them, but unfortunately, I think they end up just kind of bleeding out or something, because there's just no way to actually find them. But either way, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to all the YouTube things for me. Stay tuned for more Ghostface. content. As you can see, we got the challenge on the top left of the screen there, so that's really good for us. And I definitely want to include videos like these where I attempt to do like some more ridiculous like challenges and stuff like that. As you can see, we actually find the Nia, and we're able to put them on the hook, which is great. But I make videos like these so you guys can you know, sort of maybe learn something from watching these videos and try to play Ghostface a lot better, because he can be a little bit weak and also a little bit unique in that sense. So weak and unique, you know, so it can be a little bit tricky. That being said, as you can see, we're just kind of celebrating. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And let's go ahead and if you guys are still here, you know what I'm saying, we can take a quick look at the builds and kind of see what the heck happened, because I was a little bit confused as to how at least like 2 gens kind of like just flew at the speed that it did. So we're actually gonna take a quick look here. We completed the Unshackled challenge, and let's go ahead and take a quick look here. So from what I can tell, it seems like they were running a lot of toolboxes. We have the Gabriel running the Commodious with the charge and speed add-on. Meg running the brand new part and like a clamp add-on, which I believe is for sabotaging. So I'm not really sure what that's about. They also ran the offering to not lose her add-ons, I believe it was. So they were gonna attempt to try to gen rush somebody else in a different lobby. Gabriel's using Scavenger, so that actually does recharge your toolbox. So that might explain why we were getting a little bit of a quicker match, especially with the Meg running Proof Thyself. And I believe, which we didn't really see a lot of the Blast Mine or anything like that, so that's interesting. But even with like basic perks, they were still able to push the gens quite quickly. I'm kind of well, I can't really say I'm surprised, but this is sort of to show you guys, like, you know, we have to utilize the strategies that are frowned upon on the Survivor side, because of the fact that gens can be very quick, and if you're using a lower tier killer, you may fall behind very easily if you're going to try to trade hooks and play fair and do all that stuff. So, that being said, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe to these things for me, and we'll see you in the next one.